I'm in the Riverside Preserve. This is about a 200-acre preserve. It's located in Fauquier County, Virginia, near the town of Waterloo. It's hard to find information on this place, but this is one of the parking areas. Yep, there it is, my little red car. This is up in the high meadow area. That's the road you come in on. It's kind of steep in places, and it's a gravel road. And then there's this open area here. Okay, and that way, down that way, is towards the Rappahannock River. So this preserve has some frontage on the Rappahannock, so I'll try and get down there too. Because there's really no maps of this place that I could find, I'm just going to wander around and see what I can find. You would think there might be a map posted there on that key information kiosk, but I don't see one there either, so oh well. I will navigate by sense of smell. Okay, I take back what I said about the map. There's one right up here, so I'll get a still picture of that and refer to that. Okay, well, after looking at that map, I have a better idea what to do here. I am right, it looks like I'm right about there on the map. Somewhere right in there, and that is the orange loop. Here's the blue is the road you come in on. So I guess maybe just for starters, we'll go around this orange loop back to here, and then maybe we can go down by the river and wander around over here. Alrighty, let's see what happens. Well, there's an advisory telling everybody to stay on the preserve property. Do not cross the Rappahannock River. That's prohibited, as the other side is private property. And anyone who crosses the river is trespassing and will be shot. I guess they probably have machine gun nests set up down here, like during the war. Let's go see if we can find them. Okay, I'm guessing that's an orange blaze right there. I'd probably come down here with some paint and a roller and reblaze these a little bit. Just a suggestion. Still heading down towards the river. It looks like they've cleared out little places like that on the right side. Maybe a little parking place there. Maybe here on the left side. Although some of these things, I could see people getting stuck. Especially if it's wet and muddy. Here's another little pull-off. See, there's another spot over there on the right. Because we're coming down here to the bottom. When we get down here, I'll show you what the parking looks like down here. Okay, this is the end of the road here. This is the bottom. It looks like the Rappahannock must be right over there somewhere. And so there's a cleared path that way. But just for now, let's go to the left here on this orange loop back up to my parking where my car is to see what this loop looks like. So as soon as you go around that big gate there, you got a three-way. That I know that's got to go down to the river. Who knows where that goes? And this might be, is that an orange blaze? Probably is. Let's head back up this way. Well, I'm almost done with the orange loop. This is the gravel road you come in on, and that's the way out. I'm gonna turn left and go this way back to my car. Looks like some kind of air show, air show going on, probably over at the old Bealton Airport. Eight-tenths of a mile into my hike, and I just completed the loop. So I think I'm going to get in my car and ride down to the other parking lot down by the river, and then we'll look for the other two loops. Okay, so I moved my car down here. I'm down by the river, part of the floodplain right there. And that first loop was over on the eastern side. Now we're going to go this way and head over to the western side of the preserve and see if we can find the other two loops. Okay, we got to cross this big open field first. The left takes you over there by the river. I'll catch that on the way back. And for now, let's head to the right and go this way. I'm going to keep hiking to the west, but here's the first loop back. Takes you down to the river and then back to where you started down that way. But let's just keep going this way for a while, to the west. Okay, I didn't reset my odometer when I finished that first loop, so this is just combined mileage. This is 1.3 miles into my hike, and then you reach, after you cross the field, open field, you can go left or go right. So thinking back on the maps, I'm going to go to the right and head on up this way. Looks like we're going to be following a little creek that drains down here into the Rappahannock. Okay, as soon as you make that right-hand turn, you got this dilemma here, go left or go right. Now, that's a heck of a bridge there, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere anymore. You go across and it looks like maybe you just loop right on back. So, once upon a time, but I'm going to go to the right. Let's just follow this and see. I don't see any blazing yet, so I'm navigating by sense of smell again. Oh, wait a minute, what's that? I guess that's a green blaze maybe. So let's keep heading this way into the woods. Following a little creek here. 1.7 miles into my hike, and eventually you have to cross the creek. So if it's been raining, you're probably going to get wet. I managed to get across by tiptoeing on a few rocks. But you'll reach this point here where you can go straight or turn left. Now that's a nice blaze there. That looks like the green. So I think I'm just going to turn left and we'll head back towards the river on this green. And then if I feel like it, we'll come back and do another loop for this red trail. Otherwise, I'll have to come back some other time and do it. But let's head on back this way and see what we got down here. Now this is looking like it used to be actually a road that was on the map. It comes up here, and maybe you can see it. You know, it headed down that way, but it's blocked off now with this red tape. But and then this way takes you down to the river. So let's head back this way and see if we see anything else noteworthy here. .9 miles into my hike, and I'm down to the Rappahannock River, although you can barely see it. I'll see if I can find a spot to get over there and show you what that looks like. This is where I came from, down the side of the meadow up there, and I don't know if, oh, so I guess that's supposed to be a green blaze. Yeah, and there's another green blaze. So that's where I came from. When you get down to here, there you go, there's a green blaze. So we'll go to the left. And if you go to the right, this looks like, might be a red blaze. Oh, okay, there's a better one over there. So yeah, this part here is part of the red loop. And I may come back and do that a little bit later on another day. Let's turn left and start heading back towards my car, and we'll see if we can find a spot to push off over onto the bank of the Rappahannock and take a look at that. Okay, here's the Rappahannock River. It's flowing from right to left, so flowing to the left is flowing downstream, so that's looking upstream. Over there on the other bank, which is private property, you can see where people over there come down to the bank. But the bank's pretty steep here. It's got a high, steep bank right here. Here's another shot of the Rappahannock, and over there, let's see if I can zoom in on it. It looks like on the other side there's a tree stand. Right there. For hunting deer or maybe bear. Well, I'll be curious to see what the county means by riverfront access, because this is not really, that's about an 8-foot drop down to there. And the part that I've hiked around this green loop so far anyway, it's all been practically vertical banks and 8-foot drop, maybe 10 feet in some places. So .3 miles into my hike, and remember this bridge that I told you didn't go anywhere? Well, okay, it does go somewhere. It's the completion of this green loop. That's where I came from. The river's down that way. And you come up here, and I guess we're going to go across this bridge and back out into the field, and I'm going to try and stay to the right and get as close to the river that way as I can too. See what the river looks like over there. Okay, well, up there's the parking lot, and this is, I guess, the very first access point, which you can see is actually, you know, sloped enough that you can get down here and walk along the river a little ways. So here's a shot from the, actually down here by the river. So the banks down here are kind of muddy and squishy. So no sand here. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Jeffersonton, 1966. And I hiked a fairly new preserve in Fauquier County called the Riverside Preserve. It's about 196 acres. This red line here is US Route 211. And this way heads east towards Warrenton, and this way heads west towards Sperryville. This is the Rappahannock River. Coming from Warrenton, you head west and you come out about 6 miles and you turn right on Route 688. And you follow that up a mile or so up to here and start looking on the left, and you'll see a sign that says Riverside Preserve and a fairly new gravel road that they pushed through up into here. The first parking area, there's two of them. First one's about here. And the second parking area is down here at a dead end, down here by the riverfront. Now, I should mention the reason I've drawn in my version of a map is because I really wasn't able to find what I would call a decent map of this preserve. When you park here, there is something resembling a map posted on the information kiosk, and it shows 3 hiking loops. One loop over here, which I'm calling the orange loop. This is an open field down here, and then this is a second loop, which I'm calling the green loop, and then there's a third loop, which is a red loop, which I did not hike, which is basically an extension of this green loop. To hike the red, you have to get on the green first and then come up here and go like that. Now this stretch down through here is along the bank of the Rappahannock River, but it's a very tall and steep bank. It's nearly vertical, and I'd say it's 8 to 10 feet high. So it'd be very, very hard to get down to the river, with the exception of over here at the very first spot. There is a way to get down to the river down in this section right here. The only other thing I'll point out is kind of an interesting spot right there. That's where 3 counties come together. Fauquier County, Rappahannock County, and Culpeper County all come together right there at that point. So I hiked the orange loop and I hiked the green loop. I'll have to go back some other time and hike the red loop. It was a pretty short hike, 2.9 miles, and fairly flat. The ascent was 292 feet. And that was the hike for today.